Assalamu alaikum, everyone. May the peace be with you all. Well, Mr. Professor, we're going to be making something really special today.
Well, Miss Hooseinny, what are we going to be making?
Well, we are going to be making grape juice and grape jelly.
Grape juice and grape jelly, but where did you get the grapes from, Miss Hooseinny?
Well, the other day, I don't know if you remember exactly, but do you remember when we were outside and we were picking the leaves and we read the book in the forest? Yes, Mr. Professor?
The forest? I mean, you read a book without me and you went in the forest?
I'm sorry, Mr. Professor. I didn't think that you would have liked to go into the forest because, well, I don't know. It had a lot of trees. Sorry.
Trees? Miss Hooseinny, I love trees. I love them.
Sorry.
I don't know why I wasn't invited to go to pick leaves. I would have loved to do that.
I'm really sorry. I mean, I was going to the forest and I didn't think that you would really like it because I thought maybe you'd be scared.
I'm not scared of the forest, Miss Hooseinny. Next time you have to make sure that I go with you.
Okay, I'll try to remember that next time. But do you remember when we were picking our leaves? And we were cutting the grapevines. Okay. A little snip. Do you remember what we saw on the grapevines?
Don't tell me that you saw grapes.
I saw grapes and, well, we saw the grapes on the grapevines and I said, well, we didn't need them at the time.
Wild Ontario grapes. But we don't want the grapes right now. We just want the vine.
But later on in the day, yes, Mr. Professor, I did. I can't believe you picked the grapes without me. I did pick the grapes without you. I picked a lot of grapes without you. You see, I picked a lot of grapes. I'm sorry.
And you didn't even invite me.
I'm really sorry about that too. I bet you guys really miss Mr. Professor too.
I bet they did. Can I go pick grapes next time?
You know what? I'm going this weekend. Would you like to come with me? I think that's really a nice idea. You come with me on the weekend. We'll do some extra picking, okay? So, what I have to do first is my big, giant bowl of grapes. I need to wash them. And then I need to pick them all out. Will you help me, Mr. Professor?
Well, I think I can. I mean, Miss Hooseinny, that's a big bowl of grapes.
Yes, it is a very big bowl of grapes. I'm so glad that you'll help me because I need some help. So the first thing we'll need to do is wash all of these grapes. Then when I'm finished washing all of these grapes, I'm going to pick them all off their stems. I've got a lot of work to do. Good thing Mr. Professor is there to help me. So, Mr. Professor.
Yes, Miss Hooseinny.
We have our grapes in the sink, and they're ready to be washed.
No way. You really are ready to wash the grapes now?
Yeah.
Whoa, there's a lot of them. Look at all those grapes. They look delicious, but there's no water. What are we going to do about that, Miss Hooseinny?
That's true. Let's turn the water on. Okay. Now my water's on.
Yep, the water's on, and it looks really cold.
You're right. There's cold water going into our grapes. They're going to fill it all up, and then we're going to just take our hands and we're going to wash them really well.
Good idea, Miss Hooseinny. We don't want any germs on them and dirt on them and bird droppings, maybe? But it's looking really good, Miss Hooseinny. Yeah, I'm liking it. But, aren't you going to get your hands in there?
Oh, I think that's a really great idea. Let's get our hands in there. Oh, do you see the water in there? That looks really good. So really, they don't need too much of a washing. Just a general washing. Because there was no pesticides or anything on them. They just need a good rinsing out. I'm going to take this nice metal bowl that I have here with these nice beautiful holes in them. I'm going to pop it into my second sink over here. And then I'm just going to take out my grapes and put them in here so that they can drain. Okay, so I washed all of my grapes and I'm ready to pluck off all of these little grapes and put them into my big silver pot.
Miss Hooseinny, can I help you with that?
You want to help me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you think he can help me? You think so? Well, they think you can help me, so I think you can help me.
Thanks, guys. Hi, I'm so happy that you have confidence in me like that. Well, time to get picking.
Time to get picking. Let's go. Boop, boop.
Hey, Miss Hooseinny, I think I've finished the last one.
Well, thank you very much for helping me pick all of those grapes off those stems.
You're welcome, Miss Hooseinny. Wow, there's a whole lot of them in there.
You're right, Mr. Professor. Take a look and see in our pot. Do you see how many grapes there are? Wow, there's approximately 12 cups of grapes in my stainless steel pot. Now I'm using my stainless steel pot, as you can see, because it won't stain. I have a really beautiful white pot that I love so much, but the grapes do stain, so be very careful and try to wear clothes that won't stain. So dark colors, maybe some blues, maybe some maroons. So if they do get onto your fingers and onto your clothing, they won't stain. Ready? All we have to do is add some sugar because the grapes are really sweet already, but they are really, really tarty. So we need a little bit of sugar to cut the tart and to balance that tart. So let's add some sugar. So into my 12 cups of grapes, I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar.
Miss Hooseinny,
Yeah,
can I help you measure out the sugar?
I think that's a really great idea. I think we can work together to do that. Thanks a lot, Mr. Professor, for being a great helper.
You're welcome.
All right, time to get my cup, time to get my sugar, time to get measuring. All right, here we go. Okay, so I've got my bag of sugar
Oh, looks good, Miss Hooseinny.
and got my measuring cup, but as you can see inside my measuring cup, still the juice from my grapes that I measured earlier. I don't want to waste any of that wonderful grape juice, so you'll see when we put the sugar inside, the juice will come out too. Don't worry about it. Your job is to hold the cup.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. That's 1 cup of sugar. Ready? Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Number 2. Hold it good, okay? You don't want to fall.
Okay, Miss Hooseinny.
Okay.
It's getting heavy.
Okay.
It's getting a little heavy.
Okay, we gotta dump it in now, Mr. Professor. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go, 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 go.
Oh, I think that's really good, Miss Hooseinny.
Yeah, I think that's good too. All right. So, thank you, Mr. Professor.
You're welcome, Miss Hooseinny. Oh, that was really nice to help you out like that.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm just going to get a spoon to scrape all of this lovely stuff out. Now that it has the sugar, it can easily scrape out. I'm going to scrape it all down into my pot, so we don't waste any of this yummy juice. Okay, so I have my wooden spoon already. You see, it's already ready. I put it in the grapes already. It's all nice and purple. But I have to now take my spoon and mix up all of my sugar with my grapes. Gotta mix it all up, my 2 cups of sugar with my big bowl of grapes. And you can reduce the sugar if you'd like. If you don't want any sugar, you don't need to put any sugar in it. But heating the grapes is always a really nice idea, in my opinion. Everybody's different in how they want to make their juice, but for me, I really do like it. It softens fresh grape. This releases all of that nice flavor, and I do like the flavor that comes out of it a little bit. So But yeah, you don't have to put 2 cups. You could put 1 cup. You could put half. You don't have to put any. You can modify it the way that you'd like it. But I'm going to put 2 cups because I think for me that would be really good. That looks nice and mixed together. I love that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I'm going to put it on high until it starts to bubble up. Once there's bubbles forming, then I'm just going to cut off the stove and I'm going to leave it to cool, and then I'm going to press it through my sieve. So here's my sieve. I'm going to press it through my sieve, and the juice and the pulp will come through, and all the skin and the seeds will be left behind, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing with that after. Here's our grape. I'm going to pop one in my mouth and I'll show you what's inside. So obviously on the outside we have that nice grape skin. Well, we can't really have the grape skin on our juice because we'll be drinking our juice and chewing on grape skin. We don't want to do that. So when we squeeze it out, the grape skin will be left behind along with the seeds. You see the seeds there? There's 2 in mine. 2 seeds in mine. See? 2 seeds. And sometimes you can get 3 of them too as well. So we don't want the seeds in our juice as well, because as we're drinking our juice, we don't want to be chewing on seeds. So that will be left behind too, and you'll see what that looks like a little later. Okay, so as you can see...
A pot, Miss Hooseinny? A pot? Oh, that's hot. I'm going to get hurt if I use the pot.
Ah, that's true, Mr. Professor. The pot is really hot. So you need an adult for this part. There's a nice set of residue here. You see that? Wow. Because our grapes are cooking and they're releasing all of that nice juice into the pot. So I'm just going to stir it because the bottom is nice and hot. We want the grapes from the top to get hot too as well. So we're just going to stir it so the top can go down into the bottom too as well. Alright, so as you can see, there's some bubbling going on here. I don't know if can you see the bubbling? How it's bubbling up over here? Well, that means it's time for us to give it a good swirl. And I'm actually good with the heat. I'm just going to let it calm down and cool. And that's it. That's all you really need to do. You don't need to do more than that. We were probably cooking it for not very long. So really, all you're going to do, you're going to wait for it to bubble up just like that. And then you're just going to give it a nice swirl around to make all the grapes that are in the pot are nice and hot. And then you're just going to leave it. And then that's what we're going to do. So as my grapes were cooking, my kettle popped, meaning that it stopped. So it's all finished. It's hot water. Please be very careful.
A kettle, Miss Hooseinny? You want us to use boiling water in a kettle? That's dangerous, and it's hot.
Right again, Mr. Professor. Well, the kettle is really hot, so you can't pour the water by yourself. You'll need an adult for this one. So, thanks again, Mr. Professor.
You're welcome, Miss Hooseinny. That's what I'm here for. To keep everybody, safe. And, you gotta do a better job about that.
You know, the warnings. I gotta put out warnings for you guys. Well, I hope you have a great time making grape juice concentrate and grape jelly. Yes, there are some dangerous parts to it, but if you have adults in your family that will help you, I think it's going to be really, really great. And you get to work together to make this wonderful juice and wonderful jelly that you can use later on for things like toast or like for turkey. Yeah, when I had my Thanksgiving turkey in October with my family, I made grape jelly and it was so good with the turkey. It was amazing. Awesome, awesome. It's a really great alternative to like cranberry sauce.
Sounds really good, Miss Hooseinny. You're making me hungry.
I know, I'm making myself hungry. Anyhow, let's continue pouring that boiling water into our jars and onto our lids. I put my jars in this nice tray because I want to fill up my jars all the way to the top so that they overflow a little bit with the hot water. So all of the top, all the way to the very, very top of my jar will get the hot water to sterilize my jars. Okay, so here I'm going to pour my first one. And as you see, I'm going to go all the way to the top so it overflows. Same thing with this one. Go all the way to the top so it overflows. Same thing with this one. My arm in the way. Oops, sorry. I'm going to pour it so that it goes all the way to the top and overflows. And same thing with my little one. Okay. Now I'm going to get the little covers and I'm going to put them in here too and pour some of the hot water in there too as well to sterilize the covers too as well. I'm going to pour water on top. It's one on there. That's really good. Alright, now I'm just going to wait a little while until they cool and they can be handled so I can dump out the water. So, I have my jar. I emptied the water. Oh, you know what the great thing is too as well? Hold on. You may think that this is Garden Select 6 vegetable recipe for tomato and basil sauce, but really what it is amazing grape concentrate, grape juice concentrate. So I'm not a big believer of going out and buying jars when we already collect them already, because we buy pasta sauce and we buy all these different things in jars. Well, might as well just wash them out, put some boiling water in them, and reuse them. It's no longer a tomato sauce jar. It is now a grape concentrate jar. So I'm going to use my jar. This is actually a jar that was given to me by my sister who lives in Florida, and she farms honey. So one year she came to visit, she brought this jar and she filled it up with honey, and she had her little label, but as you can see I've used it many times and it's washed off. So I'm going to use this one. Again, it's been sterilized and everything, and it's ready to be reused. Alright, so even as you can see, this nice layer of grape here. Wow, that is so lovely and nice and sticky. A nice thick juice. So that, ooh, that tastes so, so good. You cannot imagine. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start sieving. And just like with this pot, I'm going to use another stainless steel pot because I don't want to stain my good pot. I'm going to attach my sieve with these little handle things. I'm going to put them on top like that. And then I'm just going to scoop my grape mixture into my sieve and press downwards. Okay. So I'm going to get a nice ladle because, to be honest, my wooden spoon is just too shallow. It won't be able to scoop that much, so I need a good ladle. So I have my ladle now. I'm going to scoop this over here. Yes. Get a good nice chunk of it and put it in here. Just going to press downwards onto it until it's all nice and mushy. And I'm going to go and I'm going to scoop some more. Do you hear that? See, look, it's all dribbling out there. Oh, that's so awesome! That's our juice concentrate. Delicious, delicious. Can't wait to drink it. It is so good. You have no idea. It's so delicious. I can't wait to try it too with, because I've always done it just with sugar. So I want to try without sugar. I want to see what that's going to taste like and see which one is better. There you go. This is pretty good. Now what I commonly do when it's like this, when I have this is so good. This has so much left in it, but it can't come out the way that it is into my concentrate. And I want to keep my concentrate really thick because whatever concentrate is remaining, I'm going to use half of it for concentrate and half of it I'm going to put back on the stove, and I'm going to reheat it and thicken it up a little bit more for jelly. So I want it to be as thick as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this pot. And then I'm going to bring this plastic bowl and I'm going to put this residue right here. But this is one of the stages that I like to, where I like to pour some water. So this is my water jug. And I'm going to pour the water into the sieve. And then I'm going to squish it down again and mix it up because it's juice. And I'm going to remove this a little bit so you can see all of that amazing juice that's coming through, because remember, whatever was in the pot just now was concentrate. And so it's so thick already. So when I pour the water through this to get all of this extra residue that's remaining in this amazing mixture, it's going to be a really thick juice again. So it's amazing. Like, there's just so much of this that you can get. So we don't want to waste any of it. It's just so delicious. And I find too, like, even a few days later, it just thickens up and it's really, really, really nice. It's really delicious. I find even throughout the week, we have a nice jug in the fridge of this and it stays really, really well. So it's really good stuff. And then I just work this through, and as you can see, the seeds become more prominent as we work it through. And probably for this amount of this leftover residue, I would probably, a whole jug of water can go through it, I think. It's so thick, like, it's just so thick. And then even if you want, like, whatever's left in this bucket to be a little thicker, you just add some more concentrate to it. It's not bad. So we just want to get as much of this flavor out as possible. Alright, so this is what our grape juice looks like after we poured the water through that extra grape residue that we had. So we have quite a bit, and what we are going to do is, because it doesn't need any diluting, like our grape concentrate that we have in our stainless steel pot, when you use it, you will have to put water into that. But for this one, because we already poured our water through it, it's ready to be drinking all up. So here's my empty jug. I'm just going to refill it with my grape juice. There it goes. Bismillah. So, it looks so yummy.
But Miss Hooseinny, can we drink some now, please? I'm really thirsty and it looks so good.
You know what, Mr. Professor? I think that's a really great idea. Let me get some glasses and let's taste it, okay? I mean, we made all that wonderful juice. We might as well drink some.
I think that's a good idea, Miss Hooseinny.
Well, let me get those glasses and let's pour some. Oh wait, I've got my glass. And I've got my grape juice. Time to do some pouring. Number 2 glass, just for Mr. Professor. Because, you know, he came up with a great suggestion. I mean, we did make juice. We might as well drink it. All right. Taste test time. All right, Mr. Professor, it's time for us to taste our juice. Are you ready?
Yes, I am, Miss Hooseinny.
All right, here we go. Taste test.
You know, it tastes like those grape freezies, you know, or like that grape juice that you buy at the shop.
You know? Really? Let me taste some too. Hold on. Bismillah. Oh, that's so good. You know when you taste things and it just has this fantastic burst of flavor? That's exactly what is in this beautiful glass of grape juice. It's so good. I mean, I can't tell you how good this is. It's like an explosion inside my mouth. I love it. And can you believe We found these grapes in the wild and we picked them. We put some sugar with them, heated them, squeezed them, and we made our own juice. It's so good. I love it. It's absolutely, absolutely delicious.
You got that right, Miss Hooseinny. I mean, it's so yummy. Can I drink the rest of it?
Of course you can.
All done. Yummy in my tummy.
That is so super awesome. I love it. And it's so delicious too as well. So always remember, if you want your juice to be sweeter, just add some more sugar. If you want it to be not as thick and not as concentrated, just add more water. If you want it to be a little bit more thicker and a little bit more concentrated, just add some more concentrate that we made earlier. So just as a little tip, just remember with your juice, the thicker the juice is, it does just leave your teeth a little purple and your tongue a little purple, just like if you ate a purple freezy or you were sucking a purple lollipop, it does stain your teeth and your tongue just for a little while. So the thicker the juice is, the more concentrated that color is too as well. So it does turn your teeth and your tongue a shade of purple, but it goes away, so it's not too bad. But it's so delicious, and you'll be able to decide how thick you want it and how thin you want it. You decide how you want your juice to be. That's the amazing thing. It doesn't have to be exactly like how I like it. You do it how you like it. This is going to be really nice for whenever you need some juice. You just pour this in your water, and then you, because it's really thick, so you want it to, it's really just a concentrate. You're just, because if you drink it as it is, it's just way too thick. So you do need to dilute it a bit, and it's just really nice. It's a nice juice, nice drink. So this is the remainder of my grape juice concentrate. So I'm just going to put it on high until it gets heated. Then I'm going to bring it down to a medium heat and just leave it to cook for a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, it's nice and warm, and it has been cooking for about 5 minutes. We're going to allow it to cook for a little while longer. So continue to stir it as it's heating up, and we're going to keep this on the stove for about 5 minutes more. We want to make sure that it's thick enough. And it's getting really thick. You can see how it's coating the spoon there. See how it's coating the spoon? So that's that's a good sign that it's thickening up, but it just needs a little bit more thickening up. So we're going to leave it for 5 minutes more. So in total, once it gets heated, you're going to keep it on there for about 10 minutes or so. And remember to keep stirring because you don't want it to get stuck to the bottom of the pot. Okay, so my 5 minutes are up, so I'm going to remove my pot from the stove. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to remove my pot. So I'm going to show you a trick to find out if your jelly is ready. The first thing you need is a little ceramic plate. I'm going to put this in the freezer just to chill, and then I'll show you how we test to see if our jelly is ready or not. So I'm going to put this in the freezer. Alright, so I have my plate from the freezer. I'm going to take some of my grape jelly sauce. I'm going to just put a nice dollop in the middle. And I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. Just for like 1 minute. I'm going to let it sit for 1 minute, and then I'm going to see what happens next. Okay, so a minute is over. And now I'm going to test to see if my grape jelly is ready. You see how it's not sliding off the plate? So if it were to be sliding down the plate, then you would know that you would have to keep cooking your grape jelly for a little bit more. This is the test to see if it will congeal, if it'll be nice and thick and ready to be placed into jars. So as you can see, it's not really moving. It's stuck in the middle. That's great. That tells me that I'm ready to pour my grape jelly into their jars. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to see what happens now. Okay, so my grape jelly is all jarred up, and as you can see, it's pretty thick. It's not moving. It's stuck in there. So I have my parchment paper all cut, and I'm just going to stick it on top like that. onto my jar of grape jelly. I'm going to put my preserve lid on top and then screw it on with its ring. Now you can use parchment paper with any kind of bottle, like my spaghetti bottle that I had before. There. And my little jar of grape jelly is ready to be sent to my sister in Florida so she can enjoy it for her Thanksgiving in November. Alright, thanks a lot for watching. This is our bottle of grape jelly. So enjoy your grape jelly and your grape juice concentrate. It's amazing what we can do out of a few little grapes. Until the next time, may the peace be with you all. Salam!